Hi. So in my last video, we have seen like how uh, we can push the data to heavy forwarder, and then from heavy forwarder, how we can push it to the main indexer, right? In my last video, I've just shown you the pushing of data from universal forwarder to heavy forwarder, and then from there, it was straight away moving to the indexer without any masking or filtering happening on the heavy forwarder side. Correct. So in this video, I'll just show you what's the real use of heavy forwarder, why we use it in production environment, what it can do. So before pushing the data to indexer, if you want to do any kind of filtering, data masking, that can be done on the heavy forwarder. And then the filtered or masked data, you can push it to the indexer for the indexing. So that way, the information what you want to try to hide from your end users, you can do it using the heavy forwarder. So let's do that. So here, this is my heavy forwarder instance, and this is my main indexer. So let's begin. Okay. So here I am on this my universal forwarder, and like if you're getting confused between these instances, you can take a look on my last video. So I clearly explained like how to provision an instance on AWS and then how to set up them as universal forwarder, heavy forwarder, or indexer. So here on this universal forwarder, I have a sample.log file. Well, let's see what's inside this. Okay, so suppose in the data what you want to ingest to Splunk, there is some kind of sensitive information there, like credit card number or the CBB number, and that you want to hide it from your end users while they are working on the data. So we for pushing it to the indexer, we would be doing the masking of this data using heavy forwarder. So let's do it. I'm just going to change this event. Uh, I'll just change the maybe timings, and these all are just random data. These are not the actual credit card numbers. So, okay, so and then, okay, so I'm just going to explain you with these two events only. Uh, let's save it. Okay, so we have made the changes here. Let's restart, have universal forwarder. So once this restart is done, we should be able to see these events on the heavy forwarder, and from heavy forwarder, I'm pushing the data to the indexer. So we should be able to see these events at both the places, on the heavy forwarder as well as on the indexer, right? So these events have been logged in here, and I should be able to see the events here as well. Perfect. So we can see the events at both the places. Why we are able to see the data here on the heavy forwarder? Let me just explain you. Because if you remember in my previous video, I explained you, right? If you want to keep a copy of the data before pushing it to indexer, if you want to keep a copy of that data on heavy forwarder, then you can just select this button. If you do not want to copy the data on the heavy forwarder, you just want to do the required work here and then push it directly to the indexer, then you can just select no. I am keeping the copy here because we need to do the data masking. Once that is done, then we can stop pushing the, stop keeping the copy of the data here on the heavy forwarder, right? So how you can set up those rules? So here on the upgraded Splunk versions, we have got this feature here on the UI itself. If you see this option, ingest actions, right? So I will be using this option to mask this credit card number, and if you want to mask any other sensitive information as well, that can be do in a same way, right? Okay, so here I will be setting up a new rule. In our case, let's see what's the source type. So it's sample data. Let's search for that data here first. C samples. Okay, so this is the data. Now I want to mask this complete credit card number, or maybe just last 4 digits of the credit card number, right? So for that, we will be using the regex. So firstly, create that regex, and then we'll see how we can mask it. So here it's credit number. Sorry, it's space actually. Space hyphen space, and so it's 16 digits, right? 16 digits. So suppose I just want to hide last 4 digits, these 4 digits. Okay, so now in order to do that, okay, let's copy firstly this regex. Now click on add rule. So mask with regular expression, because we are going to use the regular expression. You put that and it will show you the data selected. Okay, so this regex it selecting this data. Now I do not want to replace this string card number. I do not want to replace the first 12 digits here, right? So what I'll do, I'll create 2 groups here, and will let you know what's the use of these groups. So this is my first group. I want to keep it as it is. This is my second group. So what I'll do, the first group, right? I want to keep it as it is. And the first group is credit card number and then the 12 digits as you can see here. And then the second group is last 4 digits. So for last second group, I will be replacing it with just cross sign, just apply it. So you can see, right, last 4 digits here, these have been replaced, masked with this cross sign. So this is done. If you want to replace all 16 digits, that also, or like if you want to mask last 8 digits, then you can do this. So 8 digits you will be able to see, 8 digits will be masked. But anyway, I'm just going to mask last 4 digits only. So whatever combination you want, you can do it. Okay. So this last 4 digits will be masked with this cross sign. Okay, so apply it and now save it. Okay, so this is done. Now let's try to push another data. So maybe I'll just replace the same data using just random time and card number say. Okay, save it. So this universal forwarder will be pushing the data to the heavy forwarder, and then that heavy forwarder will do the masking before pushing that data to the indexer. So that's what we are going to see, right? And that's what we expect from the heavy forwarder as well. So let's see if it's able to do its job or not. Okay, so it's done. Go back to heavy forwarder, look for the events here. So see, the last 4 digits have been masked with this cross sign, right? And we should be able to see masked data on the indexer now. So here I'm on the indexer, and you can see that the last 4 digits have been masked, right? So this indexer, we will configure, like in production environments, will configure the search heads, and that will be pulling the data from this indexer, right? So for the end users, the credit card number will not be visible completely. They will be able to see it as masked number, right? So that was the purpose of this video, to explain this topic. And I think it's one of the important topics actually, like how to mask the data. So we have seen that here. I think it's clear for everyone. So yeah, I think that's it for this session. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining.